Om Shanti. In order to be an easy yogi, become experienced in God's love, to become merged in the ocean of all virtues. At the time when someone is deep in the ocean, he cannot see anything but the ocean. To become merged in the Father, that is, in the ocean of all virtues, is known as the stage of being merged in love. So, you don't have to merge in the Father, but be merged in remembrance and love for the Father. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Welcome to Avikti Parivar. Today's day 19. In order to be an easy yogi, become experienced in God's love. Today's topic: to become merged in the ocean of all virtues. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. Baba always says we have to set example. Dadi ji used to share with us a story of a situation with Brahma Baba. Someone's husband complained to, like local panchayat. Those days, people won't just go to the court, but there used to be like local community court where there will be a head and they listen and then they, decide. So that person both appeared, Brahma Baba and Dadi Prakashmani went with Baba. And this person starts saying a lot of abusive things and blaming Baba for many things. So Baba was listening silently. And Dadi Prakashmani was feeling like kind of not good. So she thought maybe she should stop him and say something. And Baba keeps saying, sit down, like with the hand, sit, sit. Because she was young and she wanted to reply to certain of the blames this person was putting. And Baba keeps saying, like, sit down, have patience. So in the end, that whosoever that panchayat person, the head was, he told this man who was speaking lot that look at this man about Brahma Baba. He didn't say a single word. Look at his face. It didn't hurt him. And look at you saying so. It's like he was surprised. And Dadi Prakashmani took that example that how much Baba was beyond insult and praise, as Dadi said. So, a situation where I was there too. We were 3-4 of us, Dadi was there. So one soul was saying so many things to Dadi. Dadi, you shouldn't do that. Dadi, why you do this? Dadi. And we thought what authority he has to speak like this. And Dadi kept listening, smiling. And so when everything finished, then we asked Dadi, what were your feelings when you were listening to all this? Dadi said, I was watching, is my powers working or not? Is my tolerance working? Is my love working? And I always remember that we could go beyond sorrow, beyond respect and deformation, respect or insult, if you are looking at your own self. Brahma Baba did, and he created an image. Here, Dadi also left a big impact on us. Just check yourself. If this is the situation, am I using powers? It's only when there are adverse situations, that's the time you check your powers. But you always say, oh, I did because this one did it. I did it because situation. So you failing in every test, right? But if you say, oh, it's all right, no. So you pass, no. You keep passing and then you pass with honor. So this is how each one of us, because a big change can come in other person when they see you that you are not responding the way they're saying it, right? But if you are ordinary person, even with outsiders or Brahmin family, is both. Even outsiders, we cannot, we should remain in our royalty, in our stage, but not all the time respond, try to tell them something. It's not worth. So Baba is saying, for that what we have to do is our homework, and that is to become merged in the ocean of all the virtues. Same could be powers, virtues and powers. Baba said, at the time when someone is deep in the ocean, at the time when someone is deep in the ocean, he cannot see anything else but the ocean. Because ocean anyway doesn't, it's huge, right? And it's very beautiful the way the waves come and they cover you. Sometimes if you are a good swimmer, then it's go even beyond your head. So Baba says that to become merged in the Father, that is in the ocean, merged in the Father, that means in the ocean of all the virtues, is known as the stage of being merged in love. So you won't have to merge in the Father, but be merged in remembrance and, Baba says, love for the Father. It was yesterday, right? We had marathon. It was yesterday, right? Day before yesterday. It was beautiful. Many got their medal, and so whole thing was what number you came, but actually did you make it? So those who were able to make it within the time frame, they also got medal. So it's so beautiful when Baba says, you all are clocks. It's not you have to look at time, but people should look at you and say, it seems time is near. It's very interesting, no? Now these are the things like I was asking yesterday someone, we look at little bit of the news, and from that you feel the time is very near. Only conversation these days is of weapons. Only conversation. And the weapons, then it's the needs money, purchasing of weapons. Instead of looking at, let's see where we are, because we are the ones who have to create the new world. Right? Where are we? We know before we used to talk about destruction, now people talk about destruction. So what we have to do, just keep busy in your task of establishment, helping yagya, be cooperative, make everything worthwhile, because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So anything you like within the Avyakti signal, just take one or two things and practice. Shanti.
Om Shanti Didi.
Hello,
Good evening.
hello.
Very beautiful to meet you in this way. I'm Matthias from Switzerland.
Yeah, I know. I know. I
I
know
remember,
that I am in Shantivan.
right. I remember fondly a personal encounter with you when I was visiting the States some years back, and then I came also to New York, and the sister came, come and say hello to Didi.
Mm.
And so I was led to the room, it was total silence, and you were sitting there, and Gayatri Ben was also there, cross-legged. And for me, it was like meeting the emperor and the empress. It was such an amazing experience for me, and I thought spirituality is really so interesting that the soul picks up the vibrations, but also some information. And if I was asked to express that in words, I would say it's like meeting the emperor and empress. And so I wonder, would a revelation of God at the end, would it happen like this? Like that the atmosphere is quenched with the information and the vibration that God is here? And literally all souls of the whole planet looking up and saying, He is here?
See, whatever our stage is, spiritual stage, or even otherwise, spirituality is royalty. And royalty, very different kind of royalty, where when you are Baba's child, you could feel in a different way. But Lokik people, they will also feel some kind of royalty. See, Baba, now when will be revealed, will through his teachings and our practical life. Because now all the saints, sages, gurus who come here are impressed with all Baba's children, but also what they do, how they do. How do you manage all this big campus? And they know that we all do it. It's not we bring any advisors or we bring any experts, those who run big companies. And so they are very impressed. And because of that, even there might be some difficulties to accept some of the concepts of the knowledge, but they really go with very beautiful feelings because they all run the ashrams and they have their followers, so they know what difficulties come. But when they see here, so I think Baba is revealed through us, through our personalities, through our vibrations of love, peace, spirituality, including what we all do, how do we manage. And now you know that we are grown so much. Of course, in other countries we are there, but in India it's unlimited. So many projects they do. And the present government is very favorable to the projects we do and they become part of it. So I think it is happening that they are wondering how do we manage? How do we do it? 2-3 days ago, I visited a farming place where they talk about this yogic farming, right? I mean, I had heard and they invited me, but I couldn't go. So this time we said, let's go. Let's experience what it is. So when they got the land, about 40-acre land, when they got it, then they invited a scientist to come and see the soil and the water. And they forget it. This land is so much salty, there can never be any plantation. But this brother won't give up. And they did lot of yoga, lot of yoga. I don't know what transformed, but when I was there, in their big trays, they have all what they grow there. There were grains, there were fruits, there were vegetables, and very nice, without any chemicals. And so they grew about 120 tons, I don't know in English what we will say, but they aiming to grow more and more. And the quality of vegetables, because they cut few things like cucumber and so we all tasted. So I think that lot of things which through yoga, they are experimenting, recycling of water and some of the things which government is looking for, and they find that we are doing all that, you know. So I think by doing also, being and doing combined, Baba is revealed and will be revealed more and more. I know there is a long answer, but there are some guests, you know, especially these saints and sages. So wherever they go, you have seen Tapovan, I think, rest. Have you?
Yes, yes.
So they visited Tapovan, solar plant, you know. Then they asked those people at solar plant, it's wonderful. How do you all manage? It's not us, it's Baba. Then they went in the kitchen and they have big cooking happening day and night. How do you all manage this, Baba? And they went to one of Dadi's cottage, and sister was still sad. Oh, when Dadi was here, he said, don't say that when Dadi is still here. You know, so I think that imagine religious leaders, they appreciating Baba's task. And those who are doing, they keep saying Baba, Baba. So naturally they want to know who is this Baba now, right? Not Brahma
Wonderful. Yeah.
Baba. Yeah, they get the introduction. Political field, it's happening. Religious, it's happening. Plus, they want to know, even for budgets, because now every center is so big, 5-story, 4-story, and 50 can stay, and everything is like so unlimited and beautifully growing. And I think that impresses them, and they want to know Baba more, you know, and they start even using word Baba.
Right. So when Baba says all souls will understand that God has come, um, do we not take that literally? So how would those souls who never come in contact with the BKs, how would they understand that God is here? Will they grasp that at the end or not?
You know, they might not exactly know who Baba and all that, but overall in the world, there will be certain things happening. You are there in Switzerland and you know in the West what is happening, right? And I just look at little news, but it's not good, right? But there will be some events which will be more magical happen, which will kind of awaken people, where they will say, God is still our protector and God is protecting us. So God is somewhere, right? They might not know in Mount Abu, in which body and all that, all details. But word God will be more and more popular.
Right, yeah. Did I have one, two questions around effort for the self? So I think when I discuss with BK friends, I think many of us kind of are longing for a breakthrough, and I mean a major breakthrough. For example, in detachment, that we truly can say no connection with this old world, no connection with the body, how Baba sometimes say, no connection with the olden scars, or in a breakthrough in remembrance.
Mhm.
And I really thought that that verbal silence could also be a means that help in this. But I heard you saying in Madhuban last year that you haven't done it for yourself and you also would not want to do it. So my question is, how did Brahma Baba use verbal silence to um, to make the daddies make special efforts?
One thing, the first part of your question is, I know in English sometimes, because there are two things. One is joining, other is breaking, right? One is
Right.
connecting, and other is breaking.
Yes. This.
I never looked at breaking. I looked at connecting. And as once you connect, you know, automatically you are also breaking. It depends on what attitude one takes it, what way one does things. Like when I came in knowledge, I said, I will keep doing what I can understand and what I can do. And gradually I found that yet I am able to do. But maybe it was like, oh, I have to break. I have nothing to do with my mother. I have nothing to do with anything. I, I, I change it. My mother is a soul and a spiritual relationship with the mother, which I was not only comfortable, but then my mother responded very good. She changed a lot. So I thought that what we're doing now, from Lokik to Alokik, right? We're making it more spiritual. So they are not hurt and you don't feel that you gave sorrow to them. Because in the family, right, when you are detached and renunciate and causes a lot of sorrow for them, then there is a lot of tension from society. Why you're not getting girls married? Why don't you have, maybe you don't have money? So I think that what social pressures they go through, then, they don't have to, because the way they respond to others. So I think that sometimes we get very concentrated on breaking, right? Now, when it comes to sanskars, we have to be very natural in our efforts, because any kind of tension, hardship, difficulties, that doesn't, you can't go on long with that, or you start feeling tired. But if you take it in a very, very positive way, to make everything spiritual, uh, anything, everything like food. One is health conscious, other is spiritually, vibration wise. It should be healthy, and we keep balance of that. So I think that if we take our lives in a very natural way, feeling very rich, feeling very much fulfilled, and enjoying our fortune, I think that that kind of attitude can help. Because few days ago we had Brother Neville, and I don't see that whether a Westerner or an Indian should have a difference in making efforts. Yes, what is important is to understand what Baba is saying. So Brahma Baba, you know, he was example for everything. But he said, you know, don't have love for anyone or relationship anyone. But what he means physical. But sometimes we take it as if with people we shouldn't talk nicely, we shouldn't have love. You know, it's very, very interesting that if you take it more that we have to be alokik, we have to be spiritual, and then you have to do everything, right? Whether you are at work or whether you are with your family. So this way, what I found the result is that I had about 30, 35 members of the family who came in Gyan. And there are many, many who decided to surrender. But if I would have done other way around, that means I have nothing to do, I have, you know, but I thought what Baba meant is spiritual. So that's what I feel. So
Yeah,
it's,
beautiful. I
mm,
really like how you describe that. I also meant like breaking away from useless interests, but I think what you shared, it covers everything, and especially families in the West. I think that we cultivate these loving feelings is so important because we are very independent, even within the families, sometimes too independent, that there is little communication. And I see, for example, when in a family there is little communication, then this little communication can then be brought into the relationship with Baba, that there is also little communication because the soul is not used to. So we have to build up everything we actually need, isn't it?
yeah, I think if deeper understanding is God's love, spirituality, and even our lifestyle is very much appreciated now because people are very health conscious about food. And we are also very conscious of it should be cooked in Baba's remembrance, it should be hygienic, it should be nutritious. You know, we pay attention to that. And anyone who eats the food, you know, so also it cuts across all the cultures too. Sometimes we think, oh, this is Indian culture, you know, this, but it's not. It's a very universal. You know, once I was telling jury at Peace Village, maybe we should write a book on how every direction or Srimad which Baba gives is a universal principle. But we see it as only BK lifestyle or BK's principle. Every principle, every direction of Srimad is very universal. Or every point of knowledge is very universal. But I think that sometimes we take it differently. So I was telling her that maybe we should write it, even for public to read it, that what is the best way to live a happy and healthy life. So I think that God's knowledge, no, Baba calls it Vishwavidyalaya, university. And the way Baba described university is for the universe. Baba said, this knowledge is for the world, for all souls of the world, you know.
It would be great
And now,
actually to have such a book.
yeah, yeah, but also now what is happening in Bali and recently one another country, they're finding lot of traditions connected with gods and goddesses. Even the way they make idols are not same way. The features are different, but they do start believing. And then people of other religions now attracted more towards devotional path. And many Middle East countries, one of the main person in one of the Middle East country sings about Rama, Hare Krishna, and I'm so surprised that they are kind of pulled because the divinity and the purity which we have, of course we are not Hindus from deity religion later on became with the name of Hindus. So I think somewhere deeply it's becoming universal appealing.
Beautiful. Did is it time to finish, or is there time for one more question?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
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 So we just had a regional retreat in Oxford, and Didi Sudesh, she said something like, "Do all of you feel that probably all of you have been with Baba in your last life?" Something like this, not literally. But she asked us this, and this is a question maybe a little bit unpopular to ask, but probably among us there would also be quite a few who were with Baba in the last life, but maybe the ending was not so fortunate. Maybe some left in the beggary period or whatever. So what would be the sign of that in this life? And how could we settle that account with the Yagya or with Baba?
I think that if we look at our journey, so when like golden age, silver, then it comes to iron age, and then it's confluence age. One thing that I won't go too much into making sure or want to know more whether I was in last birth with Baba or not. But it's a journey which we continue, right? And in that journey, even you might not be part of Yagya, but you will be connected with the family, or there is some connection which is continuity. And in this birth, I will see more into how in 84 births we were together. And not only Yagya, but also we didn't know each other, but how much love we have, how much closeness we feel, how quickly just feel belonging to the family. And these all are like on the journey, spiritual journey, whatever bhakti we did, whatever religion we were there, where there was some connection. So whether it is directly connected with Yagya or the family members, and so that's how I see it. That
So
means we can clearly say about you that you were connected with the family, with Baba in some way. And so this birth, when you understand knowledge, you have no difficulty. You accepting lifestyle, you felt comfortable. Being with the Brahmin family, you feel very good. So I think these are some of the qualities which are visible. So I would say, yes, you should say, of course, but in what way, that will be the difference.
yeah, I was just thinking. It's beautiful how we have a broad perspective on everything, and I was thinking if there has been some mistake happened in that previous birth, is there some inner work to be done to make up for that? But as I understand you, you would not go into that, isn't it?
I have a different way to think in the sense of, because sometimes we get very stuck with the concept, which is good, but then also there is a universal, broader explanation about everything. So sometimes when I find, especially could be with the Western or different cultures, that if we can see things more broader and universal, you will feel more affiliated, you will feel more belonging, and not seen that these people from India can understand. But I think that we all can be on the same, no difference between from where we are. One time Baba said, we believe in one, we believe in purity, we believe in universal principles, we believe in our dharana. So 100% there is a commonly. We all believe in all that, right? There might be little bit difference if I'm offering bhog, you all are offering bhog. But then if we see it that one time I was feeling that it's not only Baba we think of bhog, but the respect for the nature, whether fruits or flowers, when we offer to God, we're creating a very beautiful relationship with nature also. So I think that our relationship with nature also becomes, they feel respected, whether it is grains, anything which sustains our body, we respect because we offer to God, so that when we use it again, then we have this whole feeling of gratitude in life, not only for God, but also for the nature. And then those who cook for them also. So everything has some beautiful feelings in that. And we have to do it with feelings. And that might be called devotion. And devotion is a good word because you could be devoted to work, you could be devoted whatever way. Devotion is something very good. Right.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Yeah,
Well,
sometimes when someone says we are so different, I always feel we should not say that. It's like an insult when someone says we are so different. I think, no, we are actually not. Very
no.
similar.
If we make the list of similarity, very long list, if we see, try to find difference, I don't see much. So,
Right.
yeah.
Thank you so much, Didi. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Matthew.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.